Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation on Planet Bluestar, Xijing Province.in Dream Game Company's President's Office. On the president's seat sat a woman with a gorgeous face, a wonderful figure, and a slightly bulging stomach. She looked around and said, "All of you are department heads of the company. I've asked all of you to come here today because I have something to announce. In the coming days, the company will be handed over to Su Ji. He will be managing the company, and I will no longer be involved in any of the company's matters. All of you will accept Su Ji's leadership. Do you have any objections?" Looking at the man behind the president, who was spinning the keys of luxurious samurai sports car in his finger, the department heads looked at each other. They were silent, but they were mocking him in their hearts. This guy just lives off his wife. Who does he think he is? Does he think he can manage us? Just what is so good about this guy? Our lady president, who graduated from Peking University, actually feels assured to hand over the company to him. Not only did she buy him a house and a car, she's going to hand over the entire company to him. If he takes over the company, I think it wouldn't take more than 3 months for the company to collapse. Isn't he just a little taller, more handsome, and sturdier than me? How can he just take over a large company with 200 people, just like that? President, wake up. You can't just let go for 3 years just because you're pregnant. This company is in trouble now. You have to show the courage you showed when you founded the company in the first place, President Qin said. Since no one is talking, it means that everyone is now aware. Alright, from today onwards, Su Ji will immediately take up the position of the company's president. You guys can leave now. After the department heads left one by one, the originally cold and arrogant Qin Zishu immediately turned into a little woman. If the department heads saw this, they would probably be scared out of their wits. Hubby. Qin Zishu hugged Su Ji gently. After I go home, I'll leave the company to you. Don't worry, honey. You can rest assured and go back to Shanghai to take care of your baby. Hubby, you've worked hard. Qin Zishu rubbed her beautiful face into Su Ji's chest and hugged him tightly. In the airport. Su Ji watched from afar as the plane carrying Qin Zishu flew into the clouds above the airport. Only then did he return to the parking lot with ease. He pressed the key to the samurai sports car. With a "bye" sound, the lights in the samurai car lit up, and the car door automatically opened. Driving the samurai car, Su Ji gently turned the steering wheel and drove towards the company. He was originally not from this world, or rather, he had transmigrated here a year ago. Before transmigrating, in his world, he was the head of the gaming department of the Tingda company. He was very wealthy, and his daily life was very comfortable. After transmigrating and learning that this Bluestar world was 10 years behind his original world in every aspect, he had made up his mind to make a career out of himself. However, perhaps due to the after effects of transmigrating, he met a beautiful woman by chance when he first transmigrated. She was Qin Zishu, and she treated him as if they were destined to be together. She stuck to him 24 hours a day and even bought him a house and a car. It was hard for him to decline, so he became the son-in-law of the Qin family. After all, who did not dream of being the son-in-law in a rich family? Although Dr. Qin Zishu was already 30 years old after graduation, Su Ji was already over 30 years old when he transmigrated to this world. The two of them were basically a perfect match. Qin Zishu was smart and beautiful. Back then, she was known as the flower of Jing University. In his previous life, he was also known as the most dashing man in Tingda company. After coming to this blue planet, he even became much younger. After the two of them got married, they lived a very comfortable life. Not long after they got married, he played the role of Qin Zishu's close assistant. Cooking and driving on a daily basis was a fulfilling life. Compared to staying up late and working overtime in his previous life, he preferred the current situation, where he could just coast along in life. A month ago, Qin Zishu found out that she was pregnant, and the two of them were extremely happy. However, after her mother-in-law found out, she kept urging her to go home to take care of the baby. Yesterday, she even said that if she did not go home, she would come to Shijing in person. In desperation, Qin Zishu could only hand the company over to Su Ji. Originally, Su Ji had already gotten used to this simple and unadorned life. However, faced with his wife's need to go home and for him to take charge of the company, how could he say no? Today was the day he took over the company. The samurai sports car rushed into the company, and the news of the change of the president had long spread throughout the company. Although it was during work hours, no one had the heart to work. As for Su Ji, other than seeing him in the company, no one knew anything about him. They only knew that he had suddenly become the president of the company after his sudden marriage with the beautiful President Qin. The atmosphere in the company was a little depressing with the news of this sudden change of president. Dream Game Company was housed in a 3-story, independent building. Although the building was not big, it was more than enough to accommodate the company's 200 employees. After returning to the company, Su Ji parked his car downstairs and pushed open the company's door. Hello, President Su. Hello, President Su. President Su, everyone tactfully greeted Su Ji. The Dream Game Company was founded by Qin Zishu 4 years ago, and she had absolute authority. No one dared to disobey her words. Faced with the newly appointed Su Ji, no matter how displeased they were, no one dared to express it. Su Ji smiled and nodded in response, then headed straight for the president's office on the 3rd floor. After taking over the company, Su Ji was full of energy. His previous life's work experience gave him the confidence to manage the company well in the coming days. In the president's office, Qin Zishu left him a pile of material so that Su Ji would not have to take over the company in the dark. At this moment, Su Ji planned to look through the materials and get a general understanding of the company's current situation. Then, we would prepare to hold his first meeting. He had been at home previously, so he did not pay much attention to Qin Zishu's company. Now that he took a look at it, Su Ji was a little surprised. Qin Zishu graduated with a doctorate from Blue Star's Jing University. She founded Dream Game Company when she was still in university as a doctorate student. After only 2 months of founding, they launched Saber 777, a web page game. It was very popular for a while, and its revenue exceeded 100 yuan million that year. After that, they released the next game, Ghost's Dream. In the second year, the highest revenue of these 2 games exceeded 80 million yuan per month. Then, in the 3rd year of the company, which was last year, the company released their next game, Real Battlefield 1, which brought in 100 million yuan in a single month. However, when Su Ji flipped open the financial statements, he frowned slightly. Last year, which was the 3rd year of the company, the total revenue of the 3 games exceeded 1 billion yuan. It was considered average comparing to industry standards, and they were outstanding as newcomers to the industry. However, this year, the total revenue from the first 2 quarters added up was less than 300 million yuan. The difference was immense. It was less than half. No wonder Zishu has been working overtime recently and the company's revenue has been declining. Zishu must be losing sleep over this matter. Su Ji was very touched when he thought about how Qin Zishu always smiled at him when she returned home every day. Zishu, if you hand over the company to me, I'll definitely perform a miracle for you. As the leader of the gaming department in his previous life, Su Ji had this confidence. Moreover, compared to before he transmigrated, Blue Star was 10 years behind in all aspects. With his thinking and knowledge that was 10 years ahead of Blue Star, Su Ji did not believe that he could fail. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.